Yeah, this time we gonna get it right, P. You ready?
Hell yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Baseline.
Hey. Yeah. 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 What? Huh? Cause it's the Porch Podcast. Come on. And it's the Porch Podcast. What? It's the Porch Podcast. Come on. And it's the Porch Podcast. Porch Podcast. I'm back at this. Porch Podcast. Influential is the ish. Let me get right to my shit. I flip the mutes and I come with the click. Yes, Influential is the illest. What more can I say? You deal with us. Right. We sitting on the porch. Your boy still freestyle till his voice hoarse. Nah, just in case you wanna flow. I don't really know what I'm doing at the door. I just keep going. I just keep flowing. Influential here. We just keep growing. You know why? Why? Cause it's the Porch Podcast. Come on. And it's the Porch Podcast. Right. And it's the Porch Podcast. Come on. And it's the Porch Podcast. Let's go. 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 Welcome to the Porch Podcast. Welcome to the Porch Podcast. It's your boy, Mr. Influential, and I'm rocking with my brother.
Be original, baby.
That's it. Pete!
Yes, scissor.
This is episode 60, and we call this one Security.
Absolutely.
Security!
Security. Come get this guy, please.
Yeah.
Security.
Let them know about security.
Hey, man, listen. Hey, episode 60, security. Having a good time already, as y'all can see.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 60, man, security. I was talking to E about it, man. We're going to dive right into this, right? A lot of different ways to view security because you can play off that word in a lot of different ways, right? And
Right.
you got security,
Right.
clearly. You know,
Right.
you got insecurities,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Got one of our favorite shows that we watched that just went off and is done now. Insecure.
Insecure was a great show.
Great show. Pointed out to a lot of the insecurities that people deal with just in multiple, areas of life.
Right.
I worked in the security world for quite some time.
Yeah, quite a bit.
One of the best things that as I reflect on it sometimes and we having these conversations about working in that world was the brotherhood and the sisterhood and the bond
Right.
that I was able to be blessed to be able to be fortunate enough to be able to have some amazing people.
Right.
And I sit there and I think about how often, those things get kind of taken for granted, man, while you're there.
Yeah.
And when you're in a secure position and you got people that's looking out for your best interest, they got your back, you got their back. You think differently, you move differently, you get a lot more comfortable. You put yourself in a position where sometimes you how can I say, you get too comfortable. How about that?
Right.
You get too comfortable, right? So it's cool to have security, and like you said, security, be able to call somebody in the event that something's going on. But I think I want to kind of touch on how to allow security be a blessing, but not be something that you become, it becomes a crutch.
Right.
And how do you handle people, since we're talking about also insecurities,
Mm-hmm.
how do you handle people who have insecurities that really are outside of the realm of what you can do because you didn't create them, but it's something that they're kind of battling within? How do you actually go about correcting?
Well, let them know that you got a good social security plan. That's all you got to do. That's really what it boils down to.
So I can see this is going to be one of them episodes.
Yeah, because it goes with the, if you got change, you'll get change. Double meaning,
I like that.
Yeah, change.
That was nice. That was deep right there, bro.
Yeah, but change changes things. Like, let's just keep it real. You know what I mean? Right. What the young kids say, let's keep it real. We gonna keep it real. And change changes things.
So, talking about insecurities, right?
Right.
Because security is pretty self-explanatory, and I think that insecurities are a very interesting conversation to have or talk. It's a real interesting subject to talk about.
Absolutely.
So like I said a couple seconds ago, how do you address insecurities when you don't create them? Right?
Well, that's something really that let me really answer that. That's something
Mm-hmm.
that a person really has to want to fix for themselves. You know, um, some people don't believe that they have insecurities because they just want to know the answer to what they look for. See, the truth of the matter is, insecurities are fueled by the unknown.
Right.
They're fueled by like I don't know what this person is doing. I don't know if this person is going to cheat on me. I don't know if this person loves me. But I think we've all dealt with them in life. I don't know if this person is going to hurt me or whatever. But I
Right.
think if you realize that regardless of what happens, everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be all right. When you are secure in your own spot and you still choose to be with someone, right? Let's just use it from the relationship realm. And you choose to still be with someone, and they're secure in their real spot. You only really stand together because you honestly love each other.
Right.
Some people don't want to lose something because that's a good thing. I don't want to be. It's not even like I don't want to lose him or her because I love him. I don't want the world to say I'm stupid because I lost that person. Some people feel like that. You know what I mean? Some people, that's where they mind at. Or, because you might, sometimes I've seen females talk. She was dumb as hell to mess that up with you. And then they turn around and mess up themselves. I'm not talking about with me. I'm talking about just anybody, the universal you. When
You
I'm
said
speaking
you
this.
seen it. Yeah, you ain't looking at
I
yourself when
wasn't
you see
talking
it.
about, let's say, talking about
Right.
me with that. Just speaking
Right.
out loud. But
Word.
some people insecurities about what another person may think of them because they feel like we try to walk with a flawless life. But everybody that a person dates is not meant to be with them forever. You know what I mean?
Right.
You
Some
know?
reason for a season. Somewhere
Yeah,
in your life for a reason, somewhere in your life for a season.
absolutely. So
Right.
that's where a lot of that insecurities are only created by our own thoughts and really the unknown section of it. I was a big fan, as you know, of Robert Proctor. I mean Bob Proctor. Probably real name probably was Robert, but Bob Proctor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he recently died about 2 weeks ago
Oh,
now.
I didn't
Okay,
know that.
yeah, Bob Proctor died about 2 weeks ago. Now he was 88, right? So
Wow.
he made the statement one time that self confidence is nothing but knowledge,
Right.
and it stuck, and somebody retweeted um that works with his group, and you sit back and think about it. You never have a lack of confidence, something that you know all about.
Right.
If somebody goes in and tests your knowledge about your previous place of employment that you put in 20 years in,
Right.
you're confident about it because you have the knowledge of it.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? That's why in the world when with the gods and the earths and people understood knowledge of self, they tested these people. Remember on the Wu-Tang show when they would ask certain questions, and at the time the RZA didn't know, but then the RZA knew, and he was sharp with his stuff. He became more secure in himself. See,
Absolutely.
the unknown is really what creates these insecurities.
Yeah.
That's just really what it is. But if you choose not to give a fuck about that unknown and realize that a person, when it comes to another person, like no matter what I do, this person is
Right.
going to be who they can be, then you'll be all right.
Yeah. Now, I think two things. One thing I want to kind of just build on what you were saying about some of the insecurities. I had a TikTok that I made a couple weeks back, and it talked about confidence. And basically, a lot of times, insecurities or security runs hand in hand with confidence. Because
Right.
usually, if you're confident about something, you're pretty secure in how you feel about it. And one of the things that I wanted to point out in that situation is that, like I use an example, you know, trying to go through some math work or something with my daughter,
Right.
And I could tell that initially she wasn't comfortable with it. So she had to grasp the concept of it. But once she did, and I gave her some, time to deal with it independently, you could tell by, initially when you separate from the security, this is why I'm bringing this up. While
Right.
I was there, she had gained the confidence, right? But as I started to fade away a little bit, that security of daddy being there was getting further away. So you saw her confidence start to slip with it. So
Right.
what I had to do was think fast and say to myself, okay, babe, act like I'm not daddy. Act like I'm another kid, and you was telling me how to do this.
Right.
And when she thought about it and she explained it like I said thoroughly, bruh, and was
Mm-hmm.
able to drop that knowledge on it and how do she needed to do to be able to explain it to me as if I was a baby learning that situation.
Yeah.
Point in being in that situation, security and confidence, they generally run hand in hand.
Right.
So
Like
when
I
a
just
person
said.
usually is insecure, that means that they lack confidence more than
Right.
less than anything else.
Right.
So
And
that's
like
why I
I
think
said,
this is gonna be dope, man.
self confidence becomes from knowledge and
Right,
understanding. Because
right,
most of our
right,
insecurities are built from what we don't know, of lack of knowledge and understanding.
right. That's why I
So
said.
that's why, again, like I said, the gods on earth, when they found knowledge itself, they realized that I can do anything that I want to do because they tap into their subconscious. You see
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So what you
yeah,
did when you explained to my niece about explaining it to you as another kid, she was able
word.
to vision that in her subconscious and was
Yeah,
able to produce that and say what she needed to say
yeah,
thoroughly
yeah,
because, all right, this not daddy right here. This just one of my homies, P
yeah.
double at the crib. I'm at that school.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. And I was able to actually what it is too, I'm gonna tell you, man, it's actually a pretty thorough trick if you ever look at it. When you flip student to teacher, it always changes that way.
Right.
So I took her out of the mindset of student and created her in the mindset of a teacher.
Right.
So
That's
when
what
I
I'm
said to
saying.
her, don't try to like when I moved away from the situation, her mindset was of a student that was just grasping the concept. The minute I
Right.
told her to say to me, how do I go about doing it? I put her in a teacher's perspective, and
Right.
she so it was there. So that's why I said subconsciously, man,
Yeah.
we suppress so many different things
Mm-hmm.
until we're in a position where we have to act on those things, right?
Right.
So a lot of things that I've done them, and people say, "Yo, you did this before," and I tell them never.
Yeah.
Well, then how did you do it? Well, first and foremost, I was confident enough in my mind enough and secure in my
That I
skill
could
sets
do
and
it.
abilities that I could do it. And if I fell short doing it, I knew how to find a way to maneuver and get out of it so
Right.
that I could recalibrate everything and do it again.
Right.
So sometimes people look at that from a different perspective. And that's why I say I've done that a couple times with my kids, you know what I mean? All right, no doubt. Then you the teacher, tell me how to do this. And when they
Mm-hmm.
tell you, then you look at them and say, then you no longer can present that situation of a lack of understanding. It's a
Right.
confidence thing. It's a
Right.
security thing.
And like Bob Proctor said, self confidence is nothing but knowledge.
That's all it is.
That's all
You
it
know what
is,
I mean?
man.
Hey, let's give Bob Proctor a round of applause too, bro. That was a good band, man. You know what I mean? I didn't know that.
For people who may not remember Bob Proctor was the main guy on the documentary The Secret. He was the main guy. You know what I mean?
Lived
He
to be
lived
88 years old. Wow.
Yeah, he lived to be 88 years old, and he learned how to tap into his subconscious, man. And I tell people all the time, tap into your subconscious. Like if you constantly see yourself somewhere, keep visioning that vision and try to see exactly where you see yourself.
Right.
And then your body will start making those steps and those ways to actually make those things happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Things only appear to be outside of the realm of your reach
right.
when you keep them there. Right. So like I got a homeboy, just me, man, and like you, Brad, we interact with a lot of people.
Right.
And he was telling me how he took his kids to, see a sports car. I
Right.
think the kids was into the sports car or whatever. Took them to the dealership, let them touch it, let them sit inside of the sports car, let them smell it, let them get used to it.
Right.
Because see, here's the thing: more often than not, the reason why insecurities or lack of confidence exists is because it seems like it's unattainable.
Yep.
So if you can touch it, because we believe in a system like we come from the show me state. Most things that you can touch, it becomes something that becomes tangible, something
Yep.
that you can grab, something that you can
Right.
put your hands on. So, like That's what I do with my kids. That's what you do with your kids. What we do is we consistently put them in positions to be able to make things that seem extraordinary, ordinary.
Right.
And the more that you do those things, the more that you become secure with the reality that they are attainable. That's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to take away the ability to not be able to create the bridge. You know what I'm saying? If you want to know if your kids want to know what it's like to fly, oh man, one day when I grow up, I'm gonna fly first class. Buy a first class ticket for them now.
Yeah, so they can feel it.
So they can fly and understand that. So not that they be like, oh, I can check that off my bucket list because they kids, they don't have that at that point. But what they do know is I know what it's like to fly first class.
Right.
That's what I like. When I was a kid, bro, one of the main things I always said that I wanted, and I've had since I became adult, I said I wanted to have a house that I could run all the way around.
Yep. And
where we didn't have a wall between us and the house next door.
not a semi-attached
when I
house.
get old enough, not a semi-attached house, I said I want a house that my kids will be able to run completely around.
Like we did at
That's
Grandma's
all
house
they
down south.
Absolutely.
Right.
I put that in my mind, and I made sure that was the situation. I'm just using this for an example. Once I had the first time I ever had a master bedroom that had a bathroom in it. I have never had a home after that has not had the bathroom in the bedroom. Ever.
Yeah. Right.
Ever. You know what I'm saying? So the point of that is in terms of security is you have to create those things that you believe is unattainable, and you have to do them.
Right.
You got to fail at them to understand that you were so close that you couldn't get it.
Right.
But if you think that they're unattainable, you'll stay insecure. And anybody who's trying to help you get there,
right,
you'll actually refuse that person, or you'll actually try to reroute their thinking, even though they're telling you, E, you can have that, or P, you can have that.
Mm-hmm.
You want it because you desire it because it's in your mind and you know it's attainable. But
right,
because you won't allow your mindset to get outside of that, that's where you are.
Yeah. Nah, you're right, bro. That's deep. That's deep.
That's it.
You and your hands.
You know what I mean? Taking your kids on trips like think about this, right? I tell people all the time. I didn't travel. I didn't fly on my first airplane.
Right.
And I didn't fly on my. I didn't get on my first cruise ship until I was married on my honeymoon.
Me too.
I was an adult before all those things happened. Nothing against. I love my father. I love my mother.
I was 21 years old the first time I got on a plane.
Absolutely. But my limitations was predicated by the fears or the insecurities of what Pop was not comfortable with, or Mom and Dad was not comfortable with.
Because they did not know. They didn't have confidence, self-confidence, that they would be able to handle the flight.
Right.
They'll just tell you.
No security.
They'll just tell you, like, I don't have to, some things I don't have to do multiple times to know that I don't like it. But now that I've flown on countless flights, I've had better flights than other flights. Like the flight we had, we just came back from a trip. The flight coming home was smoother than the flight we're leaving.
Oh, no doubt. Damn. Yeah, I ain't even close. I'm convinced that shit was a drone. And somebody was somewhere else flying that. They weren't even in the plane.
Yo, when he landed, bitch, I thought the wheel snapped off. Bitch, you heard that shit said, boom, bitch, and I was like, yup, bitch, endo is over. His shit broke.
And one of the brothers said his teeth chattered together.
Oh shit, yeah.
Damn. But what you saying though, like you said, bruh, and guess what? It's not that we hold anything against, our upbringing or anything like that, but the reality of it is we wasn't fretful to fly, bro.
Nah. Because if we
just didn't have the opportunity.
Right. But that's what our mind frame took us and made us understand that, we never said, oh, I'm scared of it, or, like, let's be real. I don't swim, but I've been on numerous cruises.
Right. Right.
Because the good things in life are on the other side of fear. See what I'm saying? The things that we look for in life is other side of fear. However, you could drive yourself crazy being fearful because fear, okay, like I just said, not having knowledge is what hurts your self-confidence. Self-confidence also builds insecurities.
Right.
So not knowing builds insecurities, but a lot of times also kills self-confidence. It's fear. Because you don't know what the outcome is going to be. If I tell you right now, P, put $1,000 on this stock today, and on June 1st, that shit gonna be worth 20. And I tell you, I'm 100% sure I know you gonna do it. You gonna do it.
It's not even a question. It's not even a question.
But it's like, yo, the way it's looking, if you put 1,000 on it today, it's looking like it might be worth about 20 by June 1st, man. And if that's your last 1,000, you be like, nah, I can't risk it. I'm not saying that that's fear or insecurity, but you're not confident in that gamble because you don't have the knowledge. You don't have the understanding, believing that it will happen. Because sometimes you got to take risk. High risk is high reward.
Yeah. Are you right? Security, knowledge, confidence. I'm telling you, bro, they all in the same pool.
Yeah. You like to feel secure in your thoughts.
Yeah, that's why, like, if anybody who comes, look, a person that come into a room, right, highly confident in their abilities and what they do,
Right.
you're going to have somebody that misconstrue that situation as them being cocky. It's going to happen.
Right.
It's going to happen. The bad part about it is they don't know that that person has studied for multiple years to the point where they're so confident in what they're saying
Confidence.
that you look at it as arrogance and they look at it as, no, I just know what I'm talking about.
I know what I'm talking about.
You know what I mean? Like I had a conversation with you about just using it from a male perspective, right? Alpha males can't always coexist with other alpha males. Like wolves respect wolves. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? Sheep respect sheep, whatever.
Right.
But if you're in a situation where you're a wolf, right, for lack of terms, or you're an alpha male, you ain't got to be wolf, whatever. You're an alpha male. You might be around another alpha, and if you're so secure in your position, you're not intimidated about their presence. You're not.
Right.
Like you're around, like, yo, man, you good at what you do, I good at what I do. We might even do the same thing.
Right.
I'm not taking nothing from you, but I can't let you take nothing from me.
Now you ain't doing that.
Right? So if I don't follow your lead or if I don't jump into the equation and do the moves that you want me to do, and you misconstrue that situation for me being intimidated by you or not secure in my position, then
Right.
you're missing the message. You're missing the point.
The message.
So a lot of times that's what happens, bro. Those insecurities that develop, it be people seeing resistance against things that they are accustomed to, right?
Right.
Like people find security in people following them.
Right.
Most of your people, I'm telling you, it's easy to be a follower. It's hard to be a leader. So the security in that situation is a lot of times if I don't really know where I'm going, but the person behind me know even less, then I'm cool because I can make a mistake and still look good.
Right.
Like
Knowledge.
that. You understand what I'm saying?
It goes back to knowledge.
That goes back to knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Like when you can understand that a person that's standing next to you has access to air, like you have access to air, you can breathe the same way that they can breathe. That means that there's a lot of things that's a similarity, but you got to understand that there's going to be some differences that exist, right? So like if I turn around,
bleed like us.
right? So like if I turn around, like hypothetically speaking, and I say something to you, you have knowledge of it. I don't know you have it.
Right.
I don't know you have it, right? This is me saying some crazy shit, like not being crazy. All right, this is me saying something like, "Hey, E, when you get ready to shut off the water, man, all you need is a drill, man. You can just drill and cut it off." You be like, "P, no, you don't, man."
Yeah.
And I turn around and be like, "I'm telling you, I cut off water one time with a drill," and you be like, "I've been cutting that shit off for years."
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, that's not it.
Right.
We make like
That's
you know
like
what I'm saying?
that's like somebody.
Like I don't have the knowledge. I had one little experience. You telling me all the shit that you experienced, but I'm so preoccupied with wanting to be right.
Yeah.
Or
That's like
wanting to be it's crazy, man.
That's like somebody told me one day, "Hey, yo, somebody just knocked on the My grandma door said somebody knocked on the door and said they was gonna shut the water off. I said they was gonna shut the water off. Like, what time was it? Yeah, they came around there. It was like 5:30, 6 o'clock. They was saying like, I said, man, ain't nobody going around there no 5:30, 6 o'clock talking about they shutting the water off for no non-payment. They don't shut off that late, man. Yeah, bro, nah, they shut your shit off anytime. I said, yo, you said water, PSNG water. I said, look who you looking at, man. Damn, E, you know what? I forgot. I forgot. Yeah, it's okay, man. It happens, man. Shit happens, but ain't nobody coming around here right now to shut no goddamn water off at no 5:30, 6 o'clock. If so, it has to go off. It's an emergency, but not just because you ain't pay your bill, man. Don't listen to that shit. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
at the end of the day, what made it better was the knowledge. It's just like when I was showing somebody to take my spot one time when I was getting ready to leave. Before I decided to come in, I said, look, I can show you everything in this office, but what's going to make you stand out from everybody else is get as much knowledge as you can of what everybody else does. Not so you could do their job better than you. So when a motherfucker tell you supposed to be this, you're like, nah, that's their job. That's their job. It's been my motto. Yeah, nah, you know, y'all supposed to do that. No. That's what that department. You don't do that? Well, you just said I was supposed to. Now you asking me a question, right?
Right.
You came in. Like, so that means if I didn't understand and didn't know what you was talking about, you could have beat me in the head. So your intentions was to beat me up like Bebop and Rocksteady.
Hey.
You know what I mean?
I might got his name, but you got his game. How about that?
Dops. I know. Oh, yeah. Shout out to the big papa, you know what I mean? The big homie, you know what I mean? Shit, yeah, listen. I told him, I said, bro, they gonna sit there and they gonna try to put some shit on you.
Oh, yeah. That
you ain't supposed to do. And if you don't understand that you're not supposed to do it, you gonna do it.
True.
And they like, yo, Randy, you supposed no, I don't. That goes to this. Well, who said so? Man, I know so. Unless you gonna be putting another $13,000 in his salary or something, man. That ain't my job.
Yeah. And that's just a problem for people. Like when you really like it ain't about being cocky or arrogant. Like when you know your shit, like
know you're wrong.
Earlier.
You gotta know you're wrong.
Plus when you said it earlier, like wisdom. Like, bro, when you know what you know,
right,
and what you know has value,
right,
you ain't gonna let nobody just go ahead and say no shit like that that's just gonna impede on, you know, the security of you understanding and everything that you acquired along the way. You're not.
Right.
You're not. It's just like, you know, like ain't nobody tell you don't know what you know.
Right.
Like if something changes, like life, you know what I mean? Like if life changes, cool. I gotta deal with it. I gotta adapt. I gotta change.
If this is now a new task that I have to be responsible for.
I gotta
adapt
with it.
But I need to see that in writing. But I'm not gonna let Okie Doke Steve tell me that this is what he can and he was supposed to be doing.
Correct.
Because they think they know. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yo, knowledge is powerful, man. You know what I mean? And I tell people all the time, all our great leaders, whether you religious or not, you look in the Bible, look in the Quran, you look in all these things, it's speaking the truth, but you have to change it where you understand it. Okay, knowledge is power. We know that.
Absolutely.
Martin Luther King said, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You know, and then when you start to understand that time is the true riches, not money, you know.
That's
however, to build generational wealth, you have to use that time wisely because they tell you time is money. And that's really a double meaning. You know what I mean? But the only thing that's going to make money for you is money. Even though you're the asset, you have to make money for you. And these things these are all things. And it's so funny because they really put it in our face, but nobody, a lot of things that we're taught and a lot of sayings that we hear, we're not, it doesn't get dissected. Because it doesn't get dissected and explained, to our people and to, people the right way, you kind of got to go through some things to understand really what they were saying. Like I said, I've talked about it on the last few episodes, God, the Son, the Holy Spirit, that's mind, body, and soul. That's what that is.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So if you ever look at a person who gets in tune with their mind, starts to take care of their body, and read for their soul, you start to see the God in them. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
That's why it's the Holy Trinity.
Yeah.
That's the connection of it.
That's why the older you get, your circle gets smaller.
Right. Right. Because
that's why.
Once you get that way, you got some people say, when I was younger and I first started getting into religion, they said, man, he a holy roller.
Right.
Nah, I you could call me a holy roller all day if you want. I didn't take offense to that. But I started understanding the knowledge of it. See, the issue in life, anything that has a positive has a negative. So I already broke down the three things that I feel are the three biggest controls of life, right? And it's
break it down, bro. Break it down. Break it down.
So the three things is politics, religion, and finances, right?
Yep.
So you got some people that'll turn around and say, man, they argue about Democrat and Republican, right? Democrat and Republican. I'm independent. I don't believe in it. I don't just know them leaders. They all crooks and this and that, and that's their theory of it. Then you have some people say, nah, they're not all crooks because they've experienced it. They understand. It's like you got to have one without the other, the yin and the yang. It's like you got to have Democrat, you got to have Republican because it always find a way to divide it. Then when you look at religion, there's many religions.
Right.
But the two of the most dominant religions in this country is Islam and Christianity. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you sit back and you got people who, instead of understanding what their beliefs is and how it all ties into being one God or whatever, you got people that will argue religion. My God is better than your God, and they're talking about the same God because it's your mind. Okay?
There you go.
And then, at the end of the day, finances. Rich get rich, the poor get poor. When people put sayings out there like that, if you feel like you poor and you want to sit there and talk about pork and beans and hot dogs all the time, that's all you can afford, in your subconscious, you're going to believe that's all you can afford.
Wow.
That's just how it is.
Wow. Can I add on that real quick?
Sure.
Bruh. So, the concept of the pork and beans and hot dog thing, right?
Right.
Here's the funniest thing. Not you. Let me
Right.
clarify this. We ate the same foods. We came up in the same home.
Absolutely.
We were experiencing the same things. All right, check. Here's the point that I want to make in it. I can have whatever amount of money, whatever denomination of money in my pocket, right?
Right.
The objective in life is to always be able to control the narrative and the decision.
Right.
Right? So if I have filet mignon money, but I desire, let's just say, turkey sausage and vegetarian beans, which is, my thing, right? That's what I eat.
Yeah, I like vegetarian beans too, but I'm listening.
Word is bound. If that's what I desire, it's always better to put yourself in a position to have the things that you desire versus the things that you are capable of having.
Right.
So then when we first look at those things, right, when we talk about some of those meals, like you said, like the for lack of terms at that time, pork and beans and hot dogs, or, fried bologna sandwiches or grilled cheeses, or any of those things, those were reflected upon or viewed as meals that were attached to people who were in a struggling position or very minimal in terms of income position.
Right.
Right? But the false reality of that is that all of those things are accessible regardless of whatever your standard is or whatever your current situation dictates, right?
Right.
Because the reality, like I tell my wife, I tell everybody else, the objective is always the same.
Yes.
People are different.
Right.
The objective never changes. People are different.
Right.
So the objective is this. You need to put yourself in a position that you can dictate the outcome.
Right. 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 That builds
That's
your
it.
self-confidence.
You become exactly controlling in that realm.
Yeah.
You will build the self-confidence that will allow you to obtain
Right.
the
Yeah.
things that you think are unobtainable.
Like you just said, you need to be involved with a situation where you can dictate the outcome, right? Which means you have the knowledge and understanding to get it done, which makes you secure.
Mm-hmm.
That is that simple. That's what securities come in at. You're secure.
That's all.
That's all it is. It's so basically what we saying to everybody, people, is strengthen your mind, strengthen your understanding. You know what I mean? Strengthen your point, you know. It might be a time that you say, I want to do something real nice. I want to put something together real beautiful.
Word.
You know, for my mom or my fiance or my wife or my husband. And you may not know how to plan an event.
Right.
But because of, you tune into the Porch podcast, we got something special for you right here. I'm going to just show you.
Look, check it out. Let's get that stress off your plate. All right? Got that big event coming up, and you don't want to have to do all the work. I got a company for you, full service event company that's going to take care of all of your event planning needs. That's www.fncevents.com. A full service event planning company. Take all the stress off your head, kick back and enjoy the party. Once again, that's www.fncevents.com. Head on over there, get that party booked, and get it done. Back to the show.
Front and center events. Now, P done dropped something the fuck over there. I don't know I don't know if he's securing that shit right there. Where you go.
Yeah. You gotta get that commercial longer.
Yeah.
What y'all don't know is behind the scenes, man. That commercial right now is a saving grace.
Yeah.
It's security
definitely.
and being able to make some quick adjustments.
Right.
Now,
yeah.
But touching on what we were saying a few minutes ago, man. See what's going on over here, getting everything together.
Mm-hmm.
That right there within itself is how you know. If you can control the outcome or the narrative in your mind first and foremost, right? Like everybody that I listen to, right? Like, E, I'm a big Eric Thomas fan. I'm a big, Steve Harvey drops a lot of actual, powerful things.
Mm-hmm.
Les Brown, which is one of my favorites.
Les is the guy, man. Les is the guy.
That's my guy. Right now, like I said, there's a lot of things that go on regularly in my life. Like, it's so funny, like right now, even with, and I'm going to tell you how people pay attention to it. Like, my wife sends me different videos every morning, bro. And if she sends me, let's just say, obviously 7 days in a week, she sends me a video every day. 5 of them going to be E.T. Because she knows that's my guy. Like, his energy, you know what I mean, is infectious. Like, that's my, I'm not saying he's my measuring stick, but he's somebody that I look up to in that situation.
Listen. Y'all look like y'all could be cousins.
With that being said, right?
Right.
The confidence, like you were saying before, and the wisdom and the security of understanding what you believe your purpose and calling in life is a great feeling. Like, I don't know if everybody's just like, if you're listening and you haven't figured out what you believe that you're great at in life,
right?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. You have to find it.
You have to find
chances it. Are you know what it is, but you're not pursuing it.
Absolutely.
You're just not. And like, that to me is like mind blowing. Right? That people are not secure enough in their own minds to pursue the things that they know that they was created to do.
Well, I could tell everybody. I could tell everybody too how to if you know that and you're not doing it, you have to change your environment. And environment is not always the people that you're around.
Okay.
It's just You have to change your environment. See, sometimes changing your environment may just start with watching the ET video, watching the Les Brown video.
That's my man. Yeah,
You
both
know
of
what I
them,
mean?
man.
Watching
Deep.
like I tell people all the time. I love motivational speakers and the stuff that they say, but what always the type of people that always pull me in was your Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor was never really the biggest motivational speaker. He was just, I'm gonna tell you the power of your subconscious. That's just what it was. He was like, look, the power of the subconscious. You don't believe me? I carry this book around like it's the Bible, and it's Grow and Die Rich. You know what I mean? And he read it every day. He said, I can't tell you how many times I read this book over and over again. But he put when I say he put himself in that environment, he put his mental in that environment. In the Bible, like I was just telling, we was discussing this over the weekend. In the Bible, when it states that they were in the wilderness for 400 years, didn't mean they was stuck in the woods, bitch, for 400 years.
Talk heavy.
Because first of all, don't nobody live 400 years, okay? That's just what it is.
Come on.
All right? But it was basically telling you that it was generations.
Make it plain, E.
Generations over and over and over again in their mind, stuck, because of the environment that they stayed in. But once they changed the environment of their mentality and their mind, they began to understand their power, because they started to get knowledge, understanding, wisdom, which gave them self-confidence, which made them secure to do whatever they want. That's why a lot of our great leaders are great. This is Black History Month. Your Malcolm X's, your Martin Luther Kings, you know what I mean, who stood up, and we know and they made a difference. They wasn't afraid to die because they knew their purpose. And then if you read the story of Jesus, he knew he was going to die. But you can't have one without the other. So you ever notice when you're coming up in your mind and you get to this point where you think you know everything, then you have to fail a little bit. Put failure to a point of actually relating, not complete, but relating to dying, right?
Right.
So you fail. So then if you really know you're supposed to do it and you want to do it, you now tap into your soul.
Mm-hmm.
And you use that wisdom to create yourself to be better at it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Mind, body, and soul. God,
Absolutely.
the Son, the Holy Spirit. That's just what it is, man. That's how it goes. That's how it is.
Yeah, I mean,
knowledge is power.
You talking
for the
heavy,
hour.
Bro. You talking heavy, man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
bro. That's why I'm telling you. That's why whenever you encounter someone who is insecure for their own reasons, they have a problem with people who are secure.
Yep.
It's not me, bro. I'm not making this shit up. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm telling you, it gets. I don't know why it gets kind of mixed up in the cycle. I don't know. Maybe they didn't have the good examples coming up. Maybe every time they saw it, they were confused by it because nobody explained it. I don't know.
Right.
But what I do know is you get in those positions and you got to make a real decision. If you're the secure person, you got to make a decision whether you're going to take the time to explain why you're secure, or you're going to look at that situation and say, you know what? That's some shit that you got going on with you. I can't fix that because I didn't create that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even with pride, man. You know what I mean? People I see, I'm like, damn, you're going to let pride get in the way, fam.
Right.
You're going to let pride get in the way.
Right.
Because you're secure in your position. You may not agree, but that person is making a point and they're sticking to it. You're gonna let pride get in the way.
You gotta lose the game sometimes.
That's deep. Wow.
Yeah, you gotta lose the game sometimes. Because losing, sometimes if you win all the time, you don't really know the level of security you have.
Yeah.
Because you have to be secure when you're defeated. So you're not
Wow.
noticing how strong your security is until you understand what you don't know.
Yeah.
That's
Nah, you
just
right.
really what it is. Like once you realize, damn, I don't know this, damn, I'm gonna fail, then you being insecure. Like, damn, I don't know this. I gotta find out. I gotta learn this. I gotta understand this, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like a lot of people, man, when they were 16, 17 years old, they knew they wanted their L's.
Yeah.
You know, people went out there. The ones who failed in the beginning, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say all of them, but some really just didn't. They didn't care about it like that.
Yeah.
You know, but the
Yeah.
ones who came out passed right away, they either was very confident because they steal cars or some shit like that, or let me take that back because I ain't steal no cars and I passed mine the first day, or they knew they wanted it bad enough.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
want something, man. That's all
Yeah.
it is.
I got two things. First off, I'm gonna give you the definition for the word security. You know that's my thing, bro. And then I'm gonna build on that for half a second. All right. So the word security, the definition for it is the state of mind, the state of being free from danger or threat. I'm gonna reiterate it once again. The state of being free from danger or threat. That's what the definition of the word security is. Now,
Right.
let's tap on to something. I want to touch on something for a second. One of the things that make things difficult when it comes to security, right, is the inability to expect or accept a person's opinion, right? We understand that. You got people who have a problem with there being other options.
Right.
You got left, you got right, you got up, you got down, you got
You got
forward,
in,
you
you
got
got out.
backward. You got in, you got out. If we don't all go in at the same time and somebody decides to stay out for whatever reason, that person is violating the situation. That's a problem for some people.
Right.
You see, sometimes there's things that transpire and go on that there was absolutely nothing that you could do about it.
Not a damn thing.
We had a couple conversations, and sometimes when people want to know a resolution to something, you have to look at them and say, you can't resolve. I just want to reiterate that. You can't resolve what you didn't create.
Absolutely.
It took my wife to tell me one day that as much as you want to be Superman for every problem that I'm going to have in life, there's going to be some problems, whether you believe it or not, that you can't be the Superman for.
Mm-hmm.
What you mean, babe? Well, if I'm having a problem at work and I'm there and that's a work-related issue, you don't work with me, babe, so you can't resolve any work-related issues. She was right. See, I wanted to be security, even in the midst of a situation where I couldn't be security. And I had a decision to make. And that decision was simple. It was either allow myself to fall victim and be able to, play into the difficulty that she's already dealing with, me trying to resolve something that I don't have a hand or have an opportunity to be able to make any adjustments in, or understand at that point that I needed to just be an ear and understand what was going on.
Right.
How many times have you been in conversations, you've said one thing and it's been resisted? It's been resisted. People just, nah, I ain't feeling that, and I ain't it. Another person come behind you and say the exact same thing, and it's received.
Mm-hmm.
You start saying to yourself, why were you more secure with their answer?
Right.
You got to be able to siphon between the situation. Like, it's not so much that they're more secure, it's just that source was the way they decided to come from, where it was receptive. Be able to celebrate the reality that they get it now.
Right.
Be more comfortable with that. You know what I mean?
I used to be frustrated in situations like that. But then, like you said, one, I just did what you said just now. I started doing that. The fact that they just understand and they get it.
Word.
And two, I also had to realize that God honestly wanted that message to come from that person.
Absolutely. Go to you, E.
You know what I mean? That's what they wanted to do. You know, they wanted it to actually come from that person. Like their job was to deliver that message for that day. Um, some people find that hard to understand because you have a lot of people that aren't spiritual. But you don't have to be spiritual or religious to understand that everything happens in due times. You know what I mean? Everything is not going to happen because you say so. You got some people. You got some people that may just rebel against you because it's coming from you. You know, it's like I've watched plenty of movies when the mom tells the son they ain't got to go out in the street, don't be out in the street like that. But then the homie in the street that they trying to run with say, man, go home to your mom, man. You got a good mother. You know she love you, man. I want better than you, bro. And then he listened to his homeboy. That's the same age as him. Because it's just sometimes we'll take advantage of, well, they're supposed to say that. Or they're supposed to do this. They're just trying to make me feel better. And it could be some truth to that. However, with it being the same message, it annoys the person who tried to deliver it first. Because you know what that really is a test of? It's not a test of the person you're giving a message security is. It's a test of your security at the time. See?
Wow.
Because at the end of the day, when they heard it from somebody else and you don't have the mind frame, like you said, to just understand the fact, like, I'm glad they got it. You turn around and say, well, damn, why they didn't want to hear me? Do they not care about me? Do they not hear my words? That's when the devil and the enemy tries to come in and have you feel insecure. But when you're secure truly in your spot, you say, like you just said, damn, you got it. That's what's up, babe. And that's just what it is.
Because that's what mattered more.
That's what matters the most.
We can't let it slip by, baby. We rolling. Great episode, man. But we got to get into this week's questions, baby. And this and that.
Welcome to another episode of This or That. I know that me and P has been very, very on track. Right. We've been sitting here being very, very serious. We sit here speaking nothing but power, but now it's time to get to the questions about the powder.
Oh, shit. Hold up.
I killed him over there, y'all. Y'all gotta see right now. Y'all gotta see. P messed up right now, man.
Knocking all kinds of stuff out. Damn, man. Yeah. Wow, bro. Wow, hold up, bro. You messed me all the way up with that one.
Yeah,
all
man.
right, let's get right into it, man. Listen, hey, man, another episode of This and That where I ask E questions and I get a damn answer at some point. Some of them are straightforward. Some of them need a little bit of elaboration, for lack of terms. Let's get right into it.
Let's go.
E.
Yes, sir.
Bus or train?
Where I'm going?
You're going to Tampa.
Train.
Okay. All right, we got to keep the greens going, right? Broccoli or green beans? Got to keep that going.
I'm gonna go with the green beans. Because everybody's broccoli's not tasty. Sometimes you gotta have the cheese, but sometimes you don't want the dairy. But if they season them green beans the right way, woo, bitch.
Credit or cash?
Here's the hustle. Because I was just talking about this. You use credit.
I knew this one would be a little bit deeper.
You use credit, right? You use credit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't spend none of your cash though. At the end of the month, pay it all off.
Okay.
You know why? If I spend if I spend cash, it's just gone. I get no rewards. But when I spend credit, I get rewards. See, real quick, just to elaborate, You know how you know how places started be giving you apps. They started making apps and give you become a rewards member and all that. So
Right.
if I go to ShopRite and I'm a rewards member and I buy my groceries and I use my credit card, that gets me extra rewards when I buy groceries. I just got double, triple rewards. But if I just go on my debit card and forget to put my phone number in the ShopRite, I just spent money and got what I needed. And once I eat it, it don't matter no more.
Damn, okay.
So credit.
Brew then. Silver or gold?
Gold. All day I'm always go with gold. Gold is becoming more valuable than money. So I'm always go with gold.
Hats or headbands?
Hats, man. Shit. I'm not Nelly no more. I'm not LeBron James back in the day. Shit, they don't even wear
Traditional,
headbands though.
traditional spaghetti or chicken Alfredo?
I got depends what mood I'm in. Yeah, it depends what mood I'm in. Everybody because I could probably find good chicken Alfredo at more places if I'm out eating. But I used to love when mom made spaghetti, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sleep on the left side or the right side of the bed?
I sleep on the left right now.
All right.
If I'm facing the
Work.
bed, it's my left. But if I'm laying in the bed, it's the right.
All right. And this right here, man. And like, this everybody feels differently about this, right? Zip up or pull over hoodie, man.
Um, it all depends on. It all depends on.
It all depends now. When we was younger,
Pull over, pull
know.
over hoodie when I was younger. Yeah, yeah. Pull up. You know what I mean? But now, I zip up. You know what I mean? Throw it on there. Now it's just you gotta. You're older, man. Zip up. Just zip up might be it.
okay. When it comes socks or barefoot, when it comes to your when it comes to your flops. I'm just putting that part in.
Oh, when you come to your slides, like your regular slides, you ain't talking about thong flip flop. Like, so if I get a pair of like Nautica,
Nacho chancletas.
if I get some chancletas, like leather joints, I'm gonna put thong joints. No sock. If I'm wearing some Nike slides,
If
I'm
you
putting
put on
socks on.
if you put on socks with chancletas, that's damn near karate
Right.
style.
Now I got one for you.
What?
Sock or barefoot when you're sleeping.
Oh no.
Yeah. Socks got to come off. Yeah.
Yeah. That shit control the whole. That's where my thermostat at.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Like if I sleep with my socks on, I might as well keep my shoes on, bitch. Like that's how I feel.
Right.
So I don't know about all that. Paper or plastic, man.
Paper. Plastic is starting to become real dangerous. You ain't see the commercial they had? It was called Death Water or something like that, or Killer Water or whatever. Death to Water or some shit like
Nah.
that. But Death to Clear. It was something Killer Water. It was actually had all these kids running around looking like they had beer cans. So they're starting to say that they're trying to get rid of plastic bottles now when it comes to water. It came on during the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Came on during the Super Bowl.
What? Oh my gosh, man. I'm just like, okay, all right. Well, that's different. That's right.
Like in New Jersey, in New Jersey, you ever go to? I know you might go get your little sweet tea or something from McDonald's. They would give you a paper straw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the governor put it into play that no more plastic straws.
That's based on each individual state.
That's in New Jersey. Like you got to ask for a plastic straw. Go to Wawa, go get your coffee, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you make the iced coffee now, they're gonna ask you, do you want the little top with the little pour spout? They're gonna give you the plastic top with the spout, but they don't realize they telling you they don't want one time usable straw, a paper straw, but the whole fucking cup is plastic. What's the difference?
I don't know. I make all my iced coffee at the crib.
Yeah,
When I do, I usually have hot coffee. I don't drink too much cold coffee shit.
yeah,
like,
nah.
So yeah, but when it come to chicken, man, white meat or dark meat, man.
Man, I like it all. I don't discriminate. I don't discriminate. Ain't little white meat, little dark meat.
All right.
The bigger the titty, the bigger the tip.
Damn. Word is fine.
That was on Jason's lyric.
Okay, all right, man. Love or money, man. Love or money.
Love.
Of the money.
I love that money the love of money is the root of all evil, so I'm going to go with love. Because love is kind.
Okay.
Love is not envy.
Okay. Ain't no problem, brother. All right. That's all I have for you this week, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
what about this?
What's that?
Red or blue? Skittles. Which one you want?
Red Skittles.
Red Skittles. Yeah, me too. Red Skittles.
Yeah.
Blue Magic. Let me stop bullshit. I'm about to be on some.
Oh shit!
Man, let's get it up out of here. That was another episode of This or That, where P asks me the questions and I come right back. I give them some type of answer. They come new with the prancer, smancer, swancer, and that was it. And that's the end of that episode there. Let's go. All right, man. Before we slide up out of here, man, we just gonna remind y'all of this. You can listen to us on all your streaming sites, all of them. Apple Music,
Spotify,
Amazon Music,
Radio Public,
iHeartRadio,
Google Podcasts,
Audible.
Amazon Music.
I said that already, man.
Okay. Overcast Radio.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. So listen, y'all. You can also catch us and subscribe to us at the Porch Podcast on YouTube, man. And you can follow us on Instagram at the Porch 30, man. It's your boy DJ E, Mr. Influential. I ain't got nothing else to say. I don't know what B gonna say to you.
Hey, man. Hey, as I say each and every week, man, we appreciate y'all locking in and rocking out with your boys. If you have not done so already, please like, comment, subscribe, share. Hit that notification bell so that you know when all the content is dropping. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Just tell at least one person. If one person tell one other person, then everybody's going to know.
Uh-huh.
Keep on doing your thing. Keep on supporting us. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Hey, man, it's been episode 60, a great one. Look forward to seeing y'all next week.
Stay secure.
All right, y'all. Stay secure.
Peace.